and welcome to Talking Leeds, a deadline day special with myself, Aaron Marshall, and Gerry McNamee. I'm back from paternity leave, Gerry, for doom and gloom of the transfer market. Harry Wilson, was it on? Was it off? It's been a real disaster, hasn't it, so far at this end of the window?
Yeah, let's talk about deadline day. Bye for now. Yeah, that's it. No, it was just. As somebody put it perfectly today on Twitter, he said, it's like being in a nightclub. Not that I've been in a nightclub for a long time. At 2 or 3 in the morning, trying to pull in the last minute, and just being frantic when you should have done your work early. I mean, we're hoping for a couple coming in. I think Fark even said a couple. I think our transfer business up until the guys that come in, I think, are decent, and we built up the defence extra in the midfield, and up front we just need that bit extra. And I think the last 3 or 4 days has just been one knockback after another, and down to Bunya. I can never remember his name. The guy at Villa, Bunya. Buendia. Yeah, sorry. Buendia. Yeah, that looked
to you too.
Yeah, Villa signed loads of players today, so yeah, that's one. That'd be that looks on. No, we start off the day with Eddie Spritzer, because I couldn't pronounce his name. The guy from the Armenian in Russia, that soon lost momentum, and as the day finished, Harry Wilson, and at the moment I've just read Miguel Delaney, someone who once had a fallout with on Twitter once, but that's another story.
Okay.
But like Declan Rice, funny enough, and he says Harry Wilson. Leeds have ended talks with Fulham for Harry Wilson, but have now made a last-ditch bid. Is somebody saying to sign Gus Hamer? I'm looking at the wrong one. That can't be right.
Gus Hamer's got to be the brand new Ryan Kent.
I think he's
but it basically said hasn't it?
Harry Wilson that ran into trouble, and it's 50-50 whether. But I mean, Harry Wilson, he's a good footballer, but he's he should have been one of two probably come in. And I think we're trying to reassemble the Derby 2019 playoff winning team with Bogle, Wilson, probably Richard Keogh's going to come in. It's been disappointing. I think since Paxo, the guy about 3 or 4 weeks ago, when that fell through, we seem to have lost our way a bit. We'd El Canoes, we'd Bunietta, with the guys today, and all knocked back. I don't know. Are we up against PSR? Are we, have we just not got the money?
I don't know. Surely? It's a strange one, isn't it, Gerry? Because Farks, obviously, after the Newcastle game, he was crying out for additional bodies, wasn't he? He wanted more in. Parag, I think I watched it when I watched back, after the Everton game, and he did an interview with Sky saying, look, we're going to go right into this, and there's money to spend, all that sort of stuff. And they just needed to get this done. Have they chased the wrong type of player? Pakshaw, whatever his name was, we've chased him for a while, and it just didn't. It's not pulled off, has it? That's the issue. We've chased long straws or whatever it is, whatever the saying is, but it's just collapsed, and it's just. I just really feel for Daniel Fark, and ultimately, I'm not saying that he should be sacked. Far from that, but he needs the support now of the fans.
He's been let down.
He's been really
let down by Norwich worse off, but he knew he needed extra. And we come off the back of a decent point on Saturday, and I think Nemecha, and despite what Alfie says, Nemecha had a good game, and Calvert
I liked him.
On and he looked decent. But are they going to be able to carry the threat? They're going to be able to get the goals? I'm not sure. We just needed. We lack. We lack any creativity in that midfield. And I mean, yes, there's going to be games where we need to be gritty, and we got those gritty players. But we needed that 10, and whether it was him or Josh Sargent coming in. I mean, these are players I'm not excited about, but just alternatives. But we'll just have to see now, because Sunderland have spent mega bucks and have signed 2 today, but there's no guarantee all these players will gel. There's. No. We've got a lot of players that'll be on African nations duty and everything else. But no, Daniel Fark, he's done nothing wrong, and I think he's done well for first couple of games. Yeah, he got a bit of criticism at Arsenal and probably Sheffield Wednesday, but I think after Saturday, I was quite optimistic, and I still am in a certain way. But today was a disappointment. I thought we had stuff lined up, but and when you go to the last day, I mean, obviously the Isaac thing was done. And this one's done, and they were always going, and Gia's gone to Liverpool, so that all of a sudden that helps, that opens things up. Hoyland, I'm just looking, has gone to Napoli from Man United. That was a late one. Anthony's left, gone to Betis. So Man United are having a. Old Martinez didn't get his move, did he?
No. Just interesting. Jumping in the topic here, Christine says, "Good evening to you, Christine Hanley. We'll just have to defend all season. Doesn't win your football games, though, does it?" Christine Collins says, "Good evening, gutted today. What on earth has happened?" Jimbo says, "Dominic Calvert-Lewin has the potential if he stays fit. If it should be capitals that." And Carl, good evening to you. We made it hard for ourselves. Window started well, but gone flat after missing out on petrol. Yeah, I think that's what's really happened there. Is I think they've chased these, and we were in for the chap from Brighton when he went to Chelsea on loan. And just why it's just doom and gloom now.
I think Morata, he set himself up. He says, we've been planning for this window for 6 months. We do deals, everything else, and they've come out of it at the end of the last 2 weeks, and you think that needs to be better. You've set yourself up for a bit of a fall there, and we shouldn't be scrabbling around going, "Oh, Harry Wilson, let's try him." Surely. Was there any strategy in that, or was it just picking names out of the hat? It reminded me of a comedy thing I seen once where they just kept making up things. It was the thick of it, and they were trying to elect a leader, and someone said, "Well, what about him? And what about him? I don't think of him. Yeah, let's try that. That's a good idea." And it feels a bit like that today. But I got a bit of I give someone a bit of stick on Twitter a few weeks ago. They said what a rubbish window and everything. I said we made 7 good signings. Don't cop on to yourself. And I still stand by that at the time. But today I'm a wee bit disappointed, and I've been like everybody else. Should have been doing more work today, but I've actually been refreshing. Something come on, please something come up, and no. No, it's all been a bad
it's like what Carl said. It's not been a bad window, not brought in bad players at all, just like the magic we needed. Still got hope we can stay up.
Carl, that's exactly. I know Carl. Carl's my mate.
Yeah, there you go. Apparently, I'm just looking at Twitter live. Lyle Thomas from Sky Sports has said there are remaining outstanding deals on deadline day. Deal sheets need to be in all of these to go through, and Wilson to Leeds is on that list. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's
Wilson.
Oh, it's just Harry Wilson. It just brings back the Derby playoff, doesn't it? And you just think, God,
I know more about planes from Cardiff today than I should, really. There was people watching. There's a jet going from Cardiff. It's not. It's going. No, it's not. Yeah.
No. Never going anywhere, was it?
There was one big move out of JB went to Hull. And I think that's it today. There was no other. And Melia, I think Melia, they may just say tomorrow, mutual. And he'll tear up his contract, and like Patton, I think he'll be gone. Is there anybody else left? I noticed Charlie Creswell was on West Ham's radar today as well. That would have been a bit of a kick in the teeth. That's someone I never thought we should have let go.
Jab is. I've just read there. He's not actually gone out on loan, as it's a permanent deal for him. So
yes, it is. Yeah. Good luck to him. He never. I think he'd won first game he played in the League Cup, and thought, don't think he's as good as we thought. And another man said they got 5 million, so they did okay.
Yeah, was he a swap for Phillips? He wasn't he?
He was part of that deal. Yeah, what's happening? No news on Calvin at all. I'm not saying we should have gone, but he's. I thought he'd be linked to a lot of clubs or got out of there, but no.
I'd have taken him back, Jerry, just as cover. I know he's injury prone, and he currently is injured, but I would have absolutely taken him.
We only had room for 2 players though up top, so I would have expected they were coming in today, but no. So it's just unless something's going to pop out. I mean, are we in the rounds of we're looking at free agents now? We shouldn't really be looking at free. But then again, you don't have to spend 50 million. Just because you spend 50 million doesn't mean it's good business. But there is, I think, social media is going to be a bit annoyed tonight, and I think
it's a little bit tense. The 49ers. They've got to. I think they've got to answer some serious questions. They've got to be accountable here, because Parag. I just really, in the mix of all this, as I've said before, Daniel Farke for me is who I feel for, because he's been let down here. He knows what he's needed. He even said, look, it's going to be hard if we don't recruit. And you just think, well, yeah, we saw it against Newcastle, didn't we? I watched it on Sky at the weekend. I didn't go down to Ellen Road, and they were crying out for that. Just something in that final third, whether it be a final pass or just a shot. I think the Metro played quite well, as you said. I completely agree. I think he looked a little. He offers a little bit more than Perron. I know we disagreed last time we spoke about Perron, but I think the Metro a little bit more. You know, there was talk about Hamer's in the ground, but that was false. It was false.
Yeah, he was
news.
He was playing for Sheffield United, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was on his way to PSV, but that fell through. Surprisingly. But again, you know, and you'd be excited if he's coming in the Championship. In the Premier League, you know, is he proven? It's not necessarily. But then again, these players, Eddie Spritzer yesterday, I was excited about him. I'd never heard of him. Never heard of him before 3:00 yesterday. And I'm disappointed we didn't get him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a deal that was never going to be done, because he was an Armenian playing in Russia, and the money would have had to go into an escrow account, from what I understand. So, and then that wasn't going to be done in a day, was it? Especially with all the sanctions and everything.
Yeah, it's just interesting. The comments which are coming in, they're coming thick and fast. I've wasted a day today, says Colin, sat in front of the TV, just waiting.
Yeah.
And
but if you look back, transfer deadline day has never been good for us. We had as the BBC podcast with Adam Pope and Johnny Buck, and it's don't go to bed just yet. And I saw a clip of Matt Smith talking about that today. But don't go to bed just yet. And then it goes, we've sold Matt Smith. Good night. and then it was we got rid of Becchio and brought in Steve Morris, and there was the guy sitting on we had a plane. Cody Gakpo was about to come over to Leeds, and the manager said to him, Dutch manager, you won't play for Holland, you'll be playing for Leeds. And then we banged it down. He was on the plane, he was off it, and then we got Willie in probably a year early, which was a decent sign in the end. And I think last year we were okay. We got Tanaka last year and Schmidt, I think, in transfer deadline. But I always feel let down, because I do like the transfer deadline. I think Leeds aren't doing anything. You could even tell Sky hadn't even got a reporter outside the ground, did they?
Nope. Well, I'm going to reunite, because Alfie's jumped on Gerry. What do you think, Alfie, of this shambles?
My head's on Mars, mate. I am absolutely. I'm so angry, but I'm calm. Do you know what I mean? You know, where you're just so. I just can't believe it. It's just another opportunity utterly wasted. Any chance we've had in the past few years to be near good, and it's just been wasted by incompetence in the boardroom. And I just feel for Farke, because he's going to get the brunt of it. And do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he walks. I wouldn't blame him.
Really? Do you think
100%? 100%. Yeah,
sure
I actually think he will, because he said publicly exactly what we need. Not just we need some additions. You know, he said we need forward players. He said it after Newcastle again, and I just, you know, we've been fed lies again by, you know, different board, different owners. Same old rubbish Kinnear and co used to say. Yeah. It's just, honestly, I can't believe it. I really can't.
Well, I wouldn't walk if I was him, because he'd lose his payoff, wouldn't he? So I definitely wouldn't walk. But he's up against it if he doesn't. If the results don't go, we always knew that. If we had only one win in the first 10 or something, he'd be up against it. But I think on the plus side for him, I think, as we say, a lot of fans will be feeling for him. He said, he said what he wanted, but There's nothing we can do now. We got to look on the positive side, and I think what we got in is solid enough. I don't think by the looks of it, we signed okay, but we didn't, like we haven't in the first few games, finish, and that's the problem.
What's the stats, Gerry? This from the start of the season, which we've had, we've only had how many shots on target have we had? Because we had none. I think we did have one against Newcastle.
I think we have 4.
That's got to be the lowest in the Premier League.
One of them the penalties. Yeah, but we got 2 clean sheets as well, which is equal to, and one more than Southampton, and equal to the others. We 3 games in. Man City have lost 2. We're above Man City and Newcastle, so and Villa. So it takes, especially when the transfer window's open, it takes teams to settle in. So we started off okay. And we got okay players in, and today's a big disappointment, but nothing we can do about it. So we just gotta hope, get the international break out of the way, and then come back. And if we win, if we do well in the next 3 games, say 4 or 5 points again, I think people are okay. But it's just, even a couple of in today would have just made fans happy. You know, we like new stuff, don't we? New things. It's like Championship Manager. You want to sign players, don't you? Yeah, and don't do what I did on Championship Manager once. Signed a £30 million player and forgot to register him, and he was outside the 25. But that wasn't. I got sacked that season as well. But that wasn't me best. Yeah.
Well, it's just I completely agree with both. It's been a shambles. It's just feel really let down. The buzz around the club, I feel, has just been shot a little bit for me. I'm not going to slate, Fart, because I don't think it's his fault. I think Adam Underwood needs to come out now and say what the hell happened and why. And I like what Carl says. Perrin Stack have been fantastic signings, huge upgrading goal, but it's fine. But you got to win. You got to win games, especially the next few which are coming up, because we're playing teams who we would be expected to compete and get points from. And I just think, is this too late? I don't know. It's just
Praggy shouldn't have been up, but he was in the director's box at Rangers yesterday. Should be concentrating on a proper team, not a team like that. And there's too many. But fair enough. Is he our owner or is he somebody else? Is he needs to be concentrating.
Have they signed anybody today, Rangers?
I think they're after a Chelsea player or something, but they're open till 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, they've got their shops are open later, so Celtic need to sign. That was the worst game I've ever seen in Scotland yesterday, just for the record. The Old Firm, it was dreadful. It was really awful. So I've not seen a goal in a game for two games now. But generally outside of that, there's been some interesting movement. Villa have been splashing the cash a bit. Jadon Sancho's come in. Harvey Elliott, I think that was nearly done. That's a good sign. That's the sort of player we should have been going for, actually. Liverpool have just blasted this mark. The players they've signed and the quality is incredible. Chelsea just signed everybody. I mean, I had contact with Chelsea today. I decided not to move, but they signed everybody. Liverpool, they've just blown it away.
I think earlier on today, Buendia was linked with us as well, wasn't he? He was linked to some.
I don't know what happened. You think he would want to move because he played last night, didn't he? I think for the second half. You would have thought with those players coming in, he'd want to move. But what's wrong with Leeds? Why don't they want to come?
Why exactly? Why?
I don't think it's a case of players not wanting to come. I think it's purely a case of we're going after the wrong players. I think we just too many times this window we've gone after deals that just are completely unrealistic. I mean, even today, and today was they really saved the worst trick until last. In that going after a player who this morning that Fulham said, we need to get our 2 or 3 over the line before we even think about letting him go. But why would you do that? And I just want to make a comparison, and I know that it's, it may not work out for them, but Sunderland have absolutely made us look like utter clowns. I mean, they had a player over the weekend recalled from a loan. I don't think he'd even played for them, and yet within less than 24 hours later, they'd gone to Ajax, said, right, boom, let's have him. And then they've gone again to Ajax and got Bertrand Traore. Boom, let's have him. 2.5 million. Yeah, let's do it. Like, why can't we do that? I don't understand it. And it's years and years and years of this. And it just, there is something completely, there's something rotten at our club. And I don't know what it is. And, you know, it doesn't matter who owns the club. It doesn't matter who runs things behind the show. We are just consistently shooting ourselves in the foot. And I know I've just got switched completely from optimism to pessimism, but I am absolutely sick of this club. I'm absolutely sick of it. I'll always support them. Of course I will. I'll always back them. But I just, it's too many times now. It's not 3 strikes and you're out. This is like the 7th, 8th window in a row where we've been disappointed on deadline day and we haven't done enough. And it's just, and I just, don't get it. I really don't. It's not hard. It's not hard. That's the other thing to make.
Sunderland will remain to be seen. But yeah, I agree with you. The fact they can go out and get somebody very quickly, and that's in the pipeline is it's annoying.
But why can't they though, Jerry? Why can't they? Like what Alfie said, why if the money's there, they can afford these wages. Why can't they get this done? What's difficult? Is it finances at the end of it?
It was strange today because they went for a loan option on Wilson, and he's only got a year left of his contract. And Fulham said, "No, do a permanent deal." And we probably, a year of his contract left, we probably got him reasonably cheap. Maybe we have. I don't know. Probably not. But that just prolongs it. And as somebody said, tomorrow are we going to say, "Well, we tried FC." We tried. We went for Neymar and we didn't get him. Never mind. Yeah, we did. One interesting transfer today, and it just shows you how brilliant Bielsa was Tyler Roberts has gone to Mansfield. And Tyler, again, a player like Calvin and the rest of them, who Bielsa just got the best out of. And good luck to Tyler. He was a good lad.
Tyler Adams, I'd have taken him back. That's how desperate it will have been.
I would 100%. I would have had him. I would have had him like that. Snap your hand off.
It's just bodies, and I think it's bodies which you need. Because let's be honest, with Nemecha, Calvert-Lewin, obviously Bamford's gone. We could maybe potentially re-sign him. Why not? He's a free agent.
That would be peak. That would be peak us, and the fact that. He'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'll come back," and we'll end up like paying more than we had him on or something.
Well, Newcastle tried to do that. They tried to sign what do you call him that went to West Ham. He played at the weekend. Callum
Wilson.
Callum Wilson. They tried to re-sign him yesterday. They said, because they sold him, and they said, they tried to get him back, but didn't. The other one as well, Solomon. Apparently, he's going to Crystal Palace. That's what I heard. That was.
He's gone on loan apparently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Darren Cross
apparently
has just
failed the
tweeted.
medical there, but
He said there's no word as of yet from Leeds on deal sheets for incoming business.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's. I do just want to sort of say, like, Wilson still could come, and genuinely, if one or two things had happened, if like this morning Wilson had we'd got him in. Loan or permanent, whatever, or like when Fulham announced their signing 3 wingers in 2 hours or something. If they'd immediately gone, right, yeah, fine, let's do it, and we got him in, and we were sitting here now with Fabrizio saying Harry Wilson's done. Genuinely, Wilson is a good player, and I think would, at the very least, would improve the depth that we have, and set pieces would be good as well. Like, I'm not saying for a moment that I'd be disappointed, and it might still happen because I've just seen something apparently as well that Premier League teams have until 1 a.m. actually to submit all the paperwork. So it's not out of the realms of possibility that we don't. But I think even without Wilson, it still raises some serious questions. And I don't know, is no news good news? Maybe.
They still send faxes. They still send faxes, do they?
I think we are. I think that's our problem. I think we've still got faxes and typewriters.
I think we sent a letter, didn't we? We sent a letter,
yeah. By a pigeon.
Yeah. It's like the guy that sent. It's like the guy who sent a load of compromising pictures to everybody in his address book. And he said it cost me a fortune in stamps. Anyway, that's an aside.
I think what Gavin said though as well, though, gents, is the inexperience from Adam Underwood. Obviously, is new to the role. Has that inexperience really cost us towards the end of the window here? Because
it's about contacts, isn't it? Has he got a big contacts book? I don't know. The other guy who was there before, the big bald guy, he seemed to know people. But then again, we didn't have a great transfer windows up with them either at times. And interesting, the club, one of the things they did announce today, as somebody said, transfer deadline day, get the heat map out. They showed Gruev's heat map, which was impressive and good. It was like Ricky Gervais, when in the office, get the guitar, get the heat map out.
Whose idea was that? Because genuinely, if we do now not sign anybody, that is going to go down in history alongside the don't go to bed just yet. And do you know what? It's almost worse, because it's genuinely just like, it's because it's more pointless. Like I don't know, like, okay, Gruev looked solid on Saturday, but I don't care what his heat map is. I really don't. It does not matter. I watched the game. I know where he was in midfield. Like,
Maybe they'll get some new merch out tonight as well. That's always a good one, isn't it? Never mind that. Look at this new shirt that's 95 quid. Yeah.
I'd much rather we do that. I'd much rather we say put something out like now, saying like don't go to bed just yet, and then announce a new line of retro merch and just fully go all in the the content they clearly have for the fan base.
I'm gonna wean myself off watching Sky tonight. I'm just gonna watch some bad TV. I've still got that Billy Joel documentary to finish. It's really good. I really recommend it. Yeah. And,
Educating Yorkshire, that was on yesterday. That was quite good.
That looks good.
I recommend that for the old teachers out there.
I was watching the old one about the guy who had the stammer, and it just it just gets you, doesn't it? What a teacher that was. Yeah. Anyway,
Mr. Burton, he's a Huddersfield Town fan. I know that is Mr. Burton.
Isn't he head teacher of the school?
Yeah, and he's had a cracking hair transplant.
He has. I saw him on TV. There we go. Maybe here we are. It's transfer deadline day. There's loads of stuff going around, and we're talking about educating Yorkshire, Billy Joel, and hair transplants. I think that says it all, doesn't it? Do we need to say any more?
No. Yeah, I think it's summarised there. It's just been a complete shambles. I don't know what Leeds are going to do. I think they must go for it in January, maybe. I don't know. I think the damage might be done by then. It could be.
Gilavogi might come back. Might get Gilavogi back.
God.
Jamie Vardy. No, he signed for an Italian team today. Jamie Vardy. Yeah.
He has. Yeah. It's just been doom and gloom. Doom and gloom. Not how it should have ended, if I'm being honest.
But let's be positive. Let's hope these lads can start scoring goals, and we'll look back on today and just laugh, won't we? Go, do you remember deadline day? We were all worried, and look at here we are in 8th place. It's Christmas.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin will have scored 10 on the bounce.
He will.
He'll broke records. He broke his leg.
Doesn't he just look like he's come off the beach from his gap year away, doesn't he? But he did all right on Saturday. He did okay. Yeah, he showed a bit. So
it's just,
we got to be positive. Yeah, Aaron's had a haircut. And so have I. If you want to know. Yeah. Colin's asked, have you had a haircut?
I have, yes. Yes. My trip to Phil, which was good. But Phil the barber is still going. He's still going. It doesn't give a bottle of Peroni now. It's not on the head. You just get a bottle of Peroni when you go for your haircut, which is quite nice.
I think the last time I went to a barber, he had one of those little wooden slats over the seat, I think, which I sat on. I think, yeah. Overrated hair, though, isn't it? It's overrated.
Yeah. So, all in all, lads, it's been disappointing. It's been the end of a typical Leeds window. It's all gone wrong. And God knows what the PR are going to have. The PR spin, says Gavin, will be busy tomorrow. What they'll probably do is they'll probably announce the stadium expansion or something a bit stupid like that.
There'll be some. Yeah, but us fans, we're just pawn. We'll be looking forward. It'll all start in January again, and we'll go through all this again, and it'll say we don't need anybody, and we'll be disappointed again. And then next year, hopefully
we'll be enjoying life in the Championship.
That's the one big positive is that we will have a really, really good squad for the Championship. Because, no one's going to want any of our shit players. I mean, no one's going to want to sign, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's limped to 2 goals in 10 games that he's managed to play.
We got to give him a chance. I know Wednesday night or Tuesday night was a bit of a disaster. I thought he looked okay. He wasn't the worst, and I think. Yeah, on the back of a good point against a Champions League qualifier, let's build on that and see where we go.
Do you know what the thing is with that, Gerry? They were too weak though because they didn't have the stars playing, and I think we were quite lucky to get a point there because when we play them at St James's Park, they'll play us.
Oh my God, we're gonna get beat so bad.
Langer and Harvey.
I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do this. I want to get off. Stop.
We'll be fine.
Stop the ride. I want to get off. That's enough.
We're ahead of Man City, Villa, and Newcastle. We're 12th. We got 4 points out of 3. I'm going to build on that. Got to be positive.
Yeah.
And then
we're going to get absolutely hammered by. Who are we playing next? Is it Fulham? Oh
Fulham.
God, they're going to absolutely.
Harry Wilson will score the winner.
Well, they've got about 1 million wingers now, so they're just gonna play like really wide.
Manisco, whatever he's called, did he actually leave?
No. He just got done by VAR at the weekend, didn't he?
Yeah. So we were after him. We were after Wilson. We were after El Kanusi, buggered off. Yeah. Ryan Kent's still in Turkey, wherever he is. Rodrigo de Paul, is he still knocking around? I don't know.
Yeah, he's in Miami, I think. So
yeah, and then I just want to end on this one. Did anybody have a worse transfer window than us? Burnley.
Yeah,
Burnley.
I think there's a few. Who's lost a load of players?
Brentford.
Yeah,
Brentford.
Brentford. Yeah, I think they've signed some of them, but Wolves I think has been pretty bad. They've lost a lot of star players. I think they signed somebody today and held on to Strand Larson, but. They've had a rough time. I think these players come in. We've got to give them a chance. And from what I've seen, they look. I mean, Goodmanson looks good. I think Stack is definitely quality. And Bijou we've not seen yet. And Octavor we haven't seen much of yet. And that new lad Jackie Harrison, he did okay. He was okay.
He was all right. I must say.
Justin, come on, he looked fine. The keeper, I think, after a sticky game last week at Arsenal, I thought he made a few good saves. He can throw a ball. I think he'd be kicking along a lot. Someone says, Carl says Brentford and Bournemouth. Bournemouth have started well.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way they have been worse than us. I mean, Brentford losing Visser and Mbuemo is fine, but they've gone out and spent 40 million on Ouattara from Bournemouth, and Brentford's. And the thing is with Brentford is that the way they're set up recruitment wise, they are a long-term solid team. They've got their B team, so they're not just bringing up young players. They're so much better run than we are, and as you say, Bournemouth were really unlucky to lose against Liverpool. They went and beat Tottenham. They're 7th in the table. They've got an absolutely world-class manager who, surprise, we missed out on. How's that for luck?
Arnie Slot.
I mean, Bournemouth backline torn apart. I mean, bloody hell, they've kept 2 clean sheets. One of them against, you can say what you like about Spurs, but kept a clean sheet away there against a good Spurs side coached by a good manager. I mean, oh God, no! It will go under the radar. And the best thing is that because Man United's recruitment again has been so bad, not many other people have realised how bad of a window we have. Because if more neutral fans, as in who aren't Leeds fans, knew just how bad ours were, we would be getting absolute pelters. Because this has just been a shambles, and I hate to say this after 3 games, but relegation is inevitable because we simply aren't going to score enough goals. because
Yeah,
I think Calvert-Lewin might be fine. I think Mecha showed some decent touches. The simple fact is that we do not have a creative player good enough to get the ball there in the first place. We have one goal in 3 games, and it was a penalty. And you know, yeah, it was a penalty in my view, but you can say it was fortunate. We can keep clean sheets. That's fine. Midfield looks solid. Defense looks great. But you know, there are going to be games like Newcastle where, you know, we might keep teams like, I don't know, Villa or Bournemouth or Palace, for example. We might keep their good chances, their big chances, to a minimum. But you know, the difference between the Championship and the Premier League is that every single team, bar us, in my opinion, and maybe Burnley and Sunderland, have at least one player that's capable of picking out an absolute worldie. And we'll just get beat 1-0. We'll just get beat. We will lose more games 1-0 than any other Premier League team in history. I guarantee it. If there was a way to put money on that, I would. Because
there's only 16 more games to go, though, Alfie, until January. So 16 more draws.
And when do we ever do business in January? We're even worse than the summer in January. Oh my God!
If you want it, there's a bit of a break one here. Fabrizio Romano said Mark Guehi has collapsed his move to Liverpool's final.
Really? Wow.
Do you think we could get in? Do you think he could play?
We could have put a deal sheet in.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
How's he going to go back there now?
He's a guy who's handled himself so well compared to all these. I've seen. I love the thing I've seen. Isaac. It showed coverage of his medical today. It was this from a Newcastle website. And it was basically a rat running around the room. I thought that was funny.
That was good.
But Brighton, there's a team. I was just saying, Brighton do good. Have had good business over the years. But great stat from yesterday. James Milner. He is now the second youngest and the second oldest player to have scored in the Premier League, and what a professional he is. And the other ex-player of ours, of course, Somerville, who had almost forgotten about, won the game for West Ham yesterday when he came on. So, yeah, we're not going to get him back. I'm not writing Leeds off yet. 3 games in, come on, 3 games, and long way to go. And we've started okay. So let's keep the faith. And it's not been a good day, but we have had 10 players in, and just give them a chance and let's see how it goes. I'm not going to write this off. I'm disappointed. But,
yeah,
I've seen this film before. I've seen all the games. I've been at all the games so far. And Sheffield United Wednesday game was just a freak. And the Arsenal game we sort of learned a few lessons. So I'll judge it sort of October, November, see where we are, and.
We've got the international break now. We can recharge and regroup, as you say. Are you off Ireland match supporting Gerry? Where are you going?
I'm in Dublin next Saturday night for the Hungary game. Not quite making it to Armenia on the following Tuesday, Wednesday. Didn't book that in time. But I'm going to all the other ones. So
nice.
By next summer I'll be celebrating European qualification and Ireland in the World Cup. It's going to be great. Yeah,
nice.
But as Colin says, I am an optimist, but I'm a sensible optimist because I know this can go wrong. But I'm not writing this off after 3 games.
No. Let's hope you're right, Gerry. And Michael, it's not the first time we've had liars for owners. There's just
Leeds are
screwed. Leeds screwed.
Don't forget, 2014? We had people running after Cellino around the car park in his taxi, and Ross McCormick on the telly. Brian McDermott being sacked and come back the next day. Beat Huddersfield 5-1. So that was a madder day. This has just been
I miss those days. I miss those days though, because it was funny then. Like it didn't matter because it was like you knew that whatever happened, like we were going to finish 13th or 15th or somewhere in between, and it was funny then. It's really not funny now. It's really, really not funny. I do hope you're right, Gerry. But honestly, I do just feel like there is just an inevitability about the way we've started, and just I can't see without another player now, and whether something comes in. I'm just waiting for Graham Smith to tweet that he's here, but
Alfie, Nizar Kinsella, BBC sport journalist, exclusive on Twitter, understands Harry Wilson will stay at Fulham despite attempts for a move by him. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, that's
we are so screwed. We are so screwed. We are actually so done. I can't believe it.
We tried.
We tried.
Sunderland
We
have
did.
signed. Well, look, Sunderland have signed somebody called Brian Brobberby, which Mr. Blobby, and somebody called Gertrude on loan. Come on, who are these players? With no guarantee that you sign players, they're going to be good. Yeah.
I know, but at least they've done it. I just can't.
Brian Blobby should have gone to Brighton.
We've done it
Brian
again.
Blobby at Burnley.
We've done it again. I can't believe it. I think it's a genuine disbelief, and this might be a madcap thought, but I'm sort of hoping, well, kind of not hoping I'm right, but the first sort of, certainly the last two performances and the Newcastle performance really did remind me of this. Do you remember under Jesse Marsh, right? Cast your minds back. Even though everyone remembers how bad we were, and we were terrible, occasionally under Marsh, in that sort of sleepwalk towards relegation that we did, where, you know, there were actually some half decent performances in there, you know, where we sort of looked solid-ish and looked generally competent, but, you know, where we just couldn't score. It was like we were allergic to putting the ball in the net. That's the same feeling I get now. And that really worries me, is that, you know, watching that Newcastle game, we could have played for another week and not scored. And I remember getting that same feeling back then, was like, you know, thinking, you know, we're linking up nicely down the left, we're linking up nicely down the right. You know, Aronson's having a good game for once or something like that. And yet there was just no cutting edge. We were so toothless. And that, I'm getting that same sense now. And although I was, you know, Mr. Billy Big Bollocks after Everton, I thought, great, here we go, this is great. Now that we've had two more games of, well, certainly the Newcastle game and Sheffield Wednesday being exactly the same, that's now what worries me, is that I'm getting that same sense of dread and inevitability, that we are just going to keep going on. Oh, well, it'll be fine next week. And oh, if we do this, we'll be fine. Oh, we only need to beat whoever. And we're just going to go week after week, and we're just not going to be able to do it, because we've got the midfield and the defense sorted, and we've sort of got the strikers sorted, or they could be fine. But it's that middle bit here. The wingers are not good enough. What we have now is not good enough. Arguably, we've let our best winger go. Ramazani is the best on the ball that we have, or at least, you know, I think him and Nonto are roughly the same, and we've just let him go. He's just gone for nothing, and we haven't. So we are weaker now than we were at the start of the summer. For me,
yeah. What do you think to Ramazani, Gerry, going off? Because I think, to be honest with him, I haven't really seen much of him. I don't think he had a chance really last year, did he?
He was a player last year where he burst on the scene, and he scored a few goals. Then he got injured, and then he came back, and he wasn't getting in the team. There was a couple of games I remember he came on, the Swansea game being one where he gave the ball away and was that equaliser, and he was, his style of play wasn't working well, and Farke obviously didn't trust him. And that was obvious. He didn't pick him in the team. But you need to be bringing somebody else in if you're letting him go. But what was he going? Was he going to get a game? I don't know. But I think Farke just didn't fancy. That happens with managers. Some managers don't take them, and I think that was pretty obvious. Was it his player? I think Farke Schmidt wasn't his player, and so he never really played him. And that happens sometimes. But I think the thing is, we can't worry about players we've gone. We got the squad we have now. I think we had a place for two today and we didn't fill it. So unless the deal sheets and the fax machines are working, I think that there's no surprise that
they've dusted off the cobwebs and failed.
So we got with this. Yeah, we as fans we'll have a meltdown today. And most fans I've spoken to today aren't happy or resigned to it. But as I say, 3 games in, I would have taken 4 points straight away, and I'm happy so far where we are. And I just I'm taking in 3 and 4 game chunks. So see where we are after the next 3. Fulham, Wolves and Bournemouth. Yeah, see where we are after those, another 4 or 5 points out of that, and I'm reasonably happy. It's going to be a slug. We're going to be in the bottom half of the table for the rest of the season. Once we're not cut adrift like they were last season, I think we got a chance. We'll just see, but we can't dwell on it. It's over now, so that's it. It's over.
It's done. It's all got tits up.
I miss it. I love looking at Twitter and seeing who. I always. It feels like after Christmas Day, after the transfer closes, because you want to be linked to it. You just say, "Oh, him that plays for AC that I've not heard of," and I think, yeah definitely, we got to get him in. And it's great. It's great how fan. We're just mad fans. Yeah, I'm going to get back to doing some work tomorrow. Actually do some work, and
as Colin says, onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Can easily go onwards and downwards.
We've been through worse with Leeds, as we know, and So you watch Sunderland; they'll crumble. Who've they signed? Oh, the Sunderland. Yeah, that's just about Brian Brobberly. They've signed. I'm just looking on the window. That gig, that's mad. I thought that. Wonder what's happened there. As maybe he just went to Liverpool and thought, "Nah, I'm staying in Croydon."
They were saying that Palace needed to get a replacement in before they signed on the dotted line, and I thought they'd found somebody, but perhaps if they didn't get theirs done, then maybe they just said. But how does he? I mean, I know obviously he as he said, Jay, like he did what he's shown Isak and Visser what you need to do if you want to leave a club, especially one where you have a good relationship. So I was going to say, how does he go back there? But actually, I do think, because he'll go back there and obviously see through the season with Palace in Europe, which will be great, and then obviously he'll walk and probably walk with
Graham's tweeted as well, lads. Leeds deal for Harry Wilson didn't get done. Fulham change of heart at the last minute. Scuppered deal chance.
I never like you, Graham. Just stop it.
That's
just
the window.
Yeah.
Bloody Fulham.
Never liked Harry Wilson anyway. He played for that Derby team. Never liked him. Nibbling a little bit. Yeah.
I think that's for that, Leeds fans. Nothing is happening. It's been dreadful. And Fulham changed their heart at the last minute and scuppered any chance of Harry Wilson joining us. And that's that. So I think we should wrap things up, gentlemen. And we will hopefully be back after the international window when we're dwelling on Leeds being hammered by Fulham, and Harry Wilson will have scored a hat-trick and Muniz will have scored a 5. I don't know.
If we're lucky.
But we'll be grinding out for the
nice trip. Fulham's a nice trip, a nice ground to go to. Some nice, walk through the park.
There's a swimming pool there, isn't there? On the top of the stand.
Yeah.
Just looking down like this as we get our second red of the game.
I hope Harry Wilson enjoys that pool. Enjoy it while he can.
Ground, but it's really nice.
Grounds.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Rat.
Yeah. What sort of ground has got a neutral section? It's like when grounds say they've got a singing section.'s that all about? No.
Ridiculous.
We're Leeds. We don't care. We'll be there. We'll be there. And see you all down at that there Fulham in a couple of weeks' time.
We will. Right. Thanks, gents. We'll leave it there. And what a disappointing end to the window. Enjoy your trips to Dublin, Gerry, Alfie. I'm sure you'll be enjoying something. I don't know.
I will be enjoying something.
I'm going to go and cuddle my child.
Support somebody else.
I'm going to go watch a different sport. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to go cuddle my kids for a few weeks. That's what I'm going to do.
Good man.
Right, we'll leave it there. I'll see you all later.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.